Welcome to today's video. Today I have a bit of different video for you. Usually I show my artwork and how I create something with my favorite art supplies. But today I wanted to share with you a challenge I gave myself. So this morning I checked out my art supply drawers and I wanted to find those art supplies which I remember being very excited buying, but which for some reason I ended up using much less than I thought. So I want to challenge myself today to use these very precious art supplies that I am really excited about still, but for some reason I haven't been using as much as I'd like. So if there's something you're interested in, please join me and check out which supplies you have in your drawer that you might not be using as much as you'd like. And let's create something together. And if you can hear some weird noises in the background, excuse that, it's my dog who is trying to find the best place to sleep. So let's start with what I have here. Let's start with this one. This is Schmincke Aqua Shine, something that can be used with watercolors so that you can create some aqua shine for pearl effects. So some pearl effects with this one. And I remember I was very excited about this because I thought that, okay, I don't need any special shimmering watercolors, which I don't use that often. And I knew that I didn't want to accumulate those as well in my stash. But I was very excited about this, but for some reason, you can see I've had this, I think, for a couple of years and I've only used it a couple of times. So I'm challenging myself today to maybe find new ways to use this and fall back in love with it. I have here one Stabilo woody. I know that many people really love Stabilo woodies. I'm not one of those persons. Luckily, I only have a few of these because I want to test out as much as possible before investing or purchasing any kind of larger sets. But I'm not a fan of this, to be honest. And I chose this color, which I think is the most versatile among the ones I have. So let's see if I could somehow incorporate this in today's artwork. Not sure how, but let's see. I know that this is very similar to Neocolor 2s, and I really, really love Neocolor 2. So maybe that's the reason why I didn't warm a 2D. I didn't see the need to have both of them, and I really prefer Neocolor 2s. Of course, that's personal preference, but that's the case with me. What I have here is one of my many watercolor sets, and luckily I'm not hoarding them too much, but this is the Prima marketing, one of their small tins, and this is the vintage pastels one. And I think I have here also the swatch card, so I can show you what kind of colors it includes. These are so pretty and very spring-like and very right up my alley, to be honest. If you would see my home, this would be my home, excluding the charcoal. I love pastel colors. I'm very much into these kind of vintagey tones. So I'm wondering what it is that kind of makes this less loved in my art supply drawer. One reason might be that the paint is quite chalky, so I think I have much better quality watercolors in my other palettes. But still, this would be kind of cute for making art or painting in the sketchbook, so that's something I want to test today. It has been used, some colors have been used even a fair amount, but not enough. So that's there. And then I have here my Cretacolor Fine Art Pastel pencils. So this is a set of pastel pencils I purchased last summer, so I haven't had this for so long. And I do love pastel, but it's somehow very messy, and these are quite hard, and I don't know. I think they are very nice when I'm doing pastel paintings with pan pastels, then I can add some details with these, but I would like to see them being used more. So I'd like to use them more to add details and in mixed media. So we'll see. I will check that out and see what happens. So that's what we will be working with today, and let's see what we can come up with. I will first spray the watercolors, maybe that will help them to release a bit more pigment. And oh no, there's some dirt on the paper. Let's not think about that. I was thinking maybe painting some loose florals. That's not something I do that often, but I really enjoy watching other people's loose floral paintings. So let's see if I could create something nice. I'm gonna start with the pink ones, pink tones on this palette, which I really like. By the way, the sketchbook I'm using today is Fabriano's sketchbook. This is not 100% cotton, so this is, I think, more of a student grade sketchbook and something I purchased last summer for kind of painting outdoors. So this is something I take with me if I go to any kind of summer trips and want to have something to paint on. So this is a very nice, I think this one holds water pretty well, and that's the reason I originally chose this, because I had heard some good reviews on this, and it works and it does what I wanted to do. So I highly recommend you to check it out if you are also in the search of nice affordable sketchbook that you could use for painting outdoors, for example. So I'm now starting with watercolor, which is something I often do. If you see my other paintings or videos on this channel, you know that I like to build some kind of base layer and then work from there. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to choose some colors to challenge myself also, so I wouldn't be only choosing the ones that are very obvious for me. I'm a pink girl, I love pink flowers, so that's something I always gravitate towards, but in this artwork I'm gonna challenge myself to also use maybe a bit of these kind of beachy colors and colors I'm not so familiar with using. I would very much like to hear what kind of art supplies you have in your drawer that you haven't been maybe using as much as you'd like. I know that many of us who love arts and who really enjoy art supplies, it's easy to gravitate towards new supplies pretty often, and we can see all those beautiful things appearing in our YouTube feed, and you know, then we think that, oh, that would be wonderful and that might actually change my art routine, and then we might purchase them, forgetting that we already have so much and so many wonderful supplies in our own drawers. So that's maybe one of my main reasons I wanted to also make this video. I wanted to encourage everyone to use what you have and see how that works for you. I'm trying to mix a good green. I think one problem with this set was that there wasn't a decent green, or one that would kind of fit my art style and the kind of artwork I like to do. So if I want to make florals, I want to have like decent greens, and there wasn't a kind of good natural green here that I could trust in every case. So I think that's one reason why I haven't been too fond of this set. But let's see if we can change that today, that we are now really challenging ourselves. I would also love to hear how you make decisions on what art supplies you purchase. So are you more of an impulse buyer? Are you someone who wants to have full set of things? Are you very much gravitating towards what's new and what you can see in, for example, YouTube? Do you buy first open stock and just a couple of things to try it out? Or do you want to have the full set of things at once? I'd be very interested to hear, because I know they are all very different and there is no right or wrong. Of course, everyone is allowed to do what they want, just asking out of interest. So please share your views and share your ideas how to love more what we already have and how to incorporate more of that into our art, kind of daily art life. Actually, now that I'm mixing a bit and using these colors in a way I haven't before, I'm thinking these are actually pretty cute. I can really get the vintagey look, and here again, as in all my videos, I say that color mixing really is the key. You can get such beautiful outcome with some very simple color mixes. So maybe this is something I could see myself actually using this palette a bit more if I could find all the perfect mixes. So that might actually work. So a success, I would say, already in that sense, that I've been able to see and challenge myself a bit more. Maybe I'll take a bit smaller brush to make some of them, create some details, and to make some kind of shadowy effects to the flowers. You can probably see from here that loose florals are not my strongest point. I really enjoy watching people who master this technique, and I've been trying to learn, but I'm not good at kind of doing loose watercolors. I love the control, to control it a bit more. Maybe in landscapes I can be a bit more loose, but with florals doesn't work. Okay, so let's continue testing how we can mix and what kind of colors we can bring out if we mix them a bit. So let's see if we could actually create some sort of, no, we can't create a natural green out of these. That's impossible. This one doesn't turn out at all like I thought. So no, that's not going to work. Maybe some more foliage. So something, you can see this is the problem, that all the greens I'm trying to mix, they all look the same, and that's probably why I love this, because I do lots of landscapes and it doesn't work for that sort of color palette. So that's maybe the number one problem with this that I'm having that it doesn't work for what I'm using it for. And of course that's not the palette's fault, it's mine. So don't get me wrong, I really enjoy the watercolors as such. These are beautiful, the palette is very nice, but for what I'm creating, it just doesn't work. So I've been also wondering that should I just take a couple of my favorite colors from this palette and maybe incorporate them in some other palette which has more of those colors and shades that I like to use. So that might be something to do. Let's take some of this mauve color and maybe this brighter pink, and see if we could still add maybe some small pink flowers. Would that be nice? Something, let's see, or some kind of berry-like little details. But this one looks now again exactly the same as the other pinky tone, so no, this wasn't a brilliant idea either. Actually, this is now a very good video showing exactly what the problem has been with this palette, that the colors are just too much alike and very difficult to mix together. Let's take some of the, I think this is called breezy turquoisey color. So let's see if we wanted to add some of that. That's a bit different. Let's make these kind of really tiny star-like flowers with this one every here and there, so we can see they look a bit like forget-me-nots or something like that. Okay, I think we are done with the watercolors now. Overall, I really like the color palette, but I think I would need a brighter green. That's the big big thing I want to maybe highlight here. Okay, then let's give a try to this Aqua Shine. I think I need to first decide which color I want to add it on. And let's see. I quite like this one, this beachy color, which I don't use that much. So what I do is I just add some of that to this little porcelain plate, the color, and then very carefully clean brush and take a little bit of this beautiful shimmer. Okay, let's see if that was too much. We'll see. And I will just add the cap to the Aqua Shine so it doesn't dry out. So here we go, and we just mix them together and create this actually really pretty shiny beachy color. Oh, that's actually looking really nice. Not sure, you probably can't see it on camera that well, but if I add some of it here, it's still the kind of same shape, but you can see how the light reflects very differently. So it's beautiful pearl effect on that color. Okay, actually that's very nice, and that's very easy to mix. So I'm gonna add it here on this flower. And unfortunately it doesn't show well on the camera, but trust me, the effect is very much the same as it is on that page. So it doesn't shine all the time, but when the light hits it, it's really nice. I think this could actually be very pretty, just a simple, adding simple details, and maybe not the whole painting, but for some flowers, give them a bit of extra shine, might make it a bit more special. Okay, that's nice. I'm gonna add also, now that I got into the taste of it, I'm gonna add some green here. Let's see if we could also make a shiny. No, it's going to be a very mixy mix, but let's see if we could add some shine to the green leaves as well. Okay, well that's actually nicer than I remembered. Of course it is, it's a Schmincke product, so I don't think, but you can see here it has that kind of golden tone to it. So let's see once it dries, but this swatch here shows really pretty color. So actually combining this shiny effect to the beachy shade brings a bit of like rose gold tone to it. So that was nice. Okay, I'm dreading what to do. I still don't know what to do with the Stabilo booty, but this actually might look very nice. Let's see. So this is the color of it. And now if we add some water, you can see this too is kind of beachy. So we could have used that for the flowers as well. So let's see if we use it a bit to define maybe the petals. So using it here, I'm using it on a wet surface. And that's nice. It glides very beautifully, so it has this very nice touch to it, so it's nice to use. Maybe defining this flower a bit more and give it a bit of a shadow. So the color is really nice, and it works well together with the colors on the vintage palette. So in that sense it was a good choice. Okay, actually that works pretty nice as well. It's really nice. It brings makes it easy to add some shadows to the flower and some like more three-dimension look to it. So that's a nice one. And let's see if I wanted to use it on this flower, which could also use some more definition. Here I could use a different color though. Well, unfortunately I don't have anything like dark pink or something like that, so it doesn't work that well on here. But with the peach undertone, it was really nice, and there it worked well. But it's not too bad here either. So maybe the problem with these is that I don't have the right shades, because I have mostly primary colors, and then this is only one that's a bit more pastel-y and more kind of not so bright. So that might be the real reason that I'm not a huge fan. Unfortunately, these where I live, these are not available open stock, so I just found that primary or basic set and wanted to test them out. So maybe if I could find a place to buy these open stock, I could give them another try. But then again, I really love my Neocolor 2s. I have them and I love them, so I don't really need more art supplies. So that's but maybe I could still challenge myself to use this one that I have. And now I know that this goes beautifully together with this, I believe this color is called terracotta. So those are a really pretty match, as you can see here. So I think that's something I could now challenge myself to use a bit more, as I know that they work beautifully together. Okay, so now I think I need to give this a bit of a time to try out, and then I can start adding more details. Okay, so we are back, and this is mostly dry now. There are still some a bit wet parts, but I will avoid them until it gets completely dry. Now that I look at this, this flower is actually very pretty as well as that one, so I'm happy with those two. Let's see what kind of details I will be adding there, but I'm very happy with them. And actually, this one was very much a happy accident. When I added that darker tone here, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, but it turned out pretty good, so I'm happy with that. So now we start adding details with Fine Art Pastel pencils by Cretacolor. And this is the Glacier Blue, which is such a pretty color. And I thought I could use that to define these blue flowers, which, to be honest, are looking quite messy. Not at all my style, so I will start adding some details to them and see how they can come together. I have to say there are some really pretty colors here, so that the outcome is really nice. This is bluish purple, very pretty indeed. So let's see what we want to do with the flower in the center. So this pink one. And I was actually now very enjoying what we did with the pastel pencils with the blue flowers. I think they turned out really nice. You can add some outlines and add some details and some delicate ones with these. They are really a joy to use, so they are not at all bad pencils. And they are actually working pretty well over watercolor. I would even go as far as say that this is giving a equally nice result to using original. I would even go so far as say that I really enjoy this, maybe even a bit more than my usual style working with colored pencils. So this might actually be perfect for this kind of detail adding and mixed media work. Also, that little soft tool really helped. So I think this is also a very, very handy thing, and I don't have to get my hands so dirty, which is nice. Actually, now that I have those more muted colors, I don't really like this bright green. Oh, that's not a good one for this. It doesn't work as well as I hoped it would. So maybe I'll take a bit of this ochre light to add some, because I still want to add some stems and some kind of some additional details. So I think I'm gonna use that one, but now that I look at this, I might actually want to have a good green. Let's see which one could work. This one is a bit darker, so let's see if this would be nice for giving some definition. So what are we learning from this experiment? I don't know. Maybe first of all that it's good to challenge yourself at times. I love to be in my comfort zone. I don't have that much time to do art, so whenever I sit by the table and have some time for art, or dedicate some time for it, more like, I often choose something that I know that works. So I gravitate towards the same supplies that I have, and I love to use. Of course, it's a good thing, and why not? And that only shows that you don't always, as said, need to buy new ones, because usually you know what you like, and that's what you love to use. But I also see that it affects my creativity a bit. I would like to challenge myself to test also other techniques and other supplies, and in that way also then experiment a bit more and see what I could do differently. And I think this is a good challenge, that I should do this more often. I should visit my own little art supply cabinet or drawer and see that, okay, maybe I could test this one out. Maybe I could give that one a try and challenge myself a bit, because this is good for the creativity. That one I can say already that I feel that this has been very, very nice practice and helped me a lot to also find the creative ways I can incorporate all these supplies into this piece, even though they might not originally be the colors or the supplies I would use. So that's, I think we are coming to the end of the video. I think I'm pretty happy with the experiment. Maybe still adding, I could add some, I'm a bit hesitant touching that flower because I don't want to ruin it. But then again, I think it needs something. I think it still needs something. A bit of ochre shading. Oh, no. Maybe it's good as it is. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know what you think, and if this was something that was interesting to see. At least for me, it has been very interesting and feeding the creativity. I'm also happy that I challenged myself, and I'm happy with the outcome as well. I think this is not a masterpiece, maybe it wasn't planned in any way. To be honest, I just took all these supplies out and decided that I want to make this video for you, but didn't plan it out beforehand, which is not something I often do. So as a spontaneous, wonderful little Saturday afternoon activity, I'm very happy with this and I'm happy with the outcome. And I think now that I look at the supplies, I want to incorporate this Aqua shine a bit more into my work, especially when I'm making some landscapes. I think it might be interesting to add some of this, or making florals or other spring-like items. So I think I'm gonna give this a try again. The pastel pencils, I really need to take these out more and maybe practice a bit more that which of the colors I really like, which work for my art and which don't. And what I often also do is I take separately those that I feel like I'm using a bit more. And that's something I could do with this. Because, for example, this green that I thought I would like, didn't work, at least for this one. And I know that there are some colors that I really enjoyed. For example, this reddish purple. Very pretty, and I could see myself using this a lot more. Then about the watercolors, well, I think they still aren't my favorites, but what this one taught me is that there are some colors that I didn't know I liked as much as I did. I really am now a fan of this terracotta color. I think this is very pretty apricot shade. So, or not maybe apricot, it's very much more brown, but that's a really pretty one. And also I remembered again how much I love this. Let me see what this is, dark rose. Very pretty as well. So maybe I could challenge myself again during springtime, because this is very much like spring palette to me, or summer. I don't gravitate so much towards this in the autumn or winter time. Spring is coming where I'm living now in the beginning of March. So I could maybe practice a bit more and test this out a bit more, and I could maybe leave this on the art table so that I could use it and see what I like about it. I still feel that this won't be my all-time favorite palette, but I really like many of the colors here, so why not incorporate them a bit more in my artwork and use this up since I have it. So that's all for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and please let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to maybe do another one of these. I think I could come up with another set of less used art supplies in my drawers, although luckily I don't have that many that are neglected. But I would love to make another one if this is something that you're interested in. So until next video, please enjoy your own